I wanted to drop two college football videos today. Today's the big day. We got the great Alabama versus Cincinnati, Michigan, and Georgia. College football playoff. The four. Man, Cincinnati got a pretty good defense. Actually, all four got pretty decent defenses. So we'll do Michigan, Georgia first. I feel like this is Jim's year. I feel like it's Harbaugh's year, man. Them beating Ohio State, I think that gave him a lot of confidence boost. They beat Iowa badly. Georgia, they got completely ran over by Alabama. Scorecard may look a little close, but Alabama dogged them. That kid, Bryce Young, looked like the next coming versus that defense. Georgia could get no pressure on him, and that was the game. That kid just picked him apart. Kind of the battle of the trenches, like most football games. That's what it's going to come down to. Georgia's defensive line, Michigan's defensive line, their O-lines. That's going to be the game. Whoever can have control of possession, who's ever able to make plays down the field with a passing game while having a balanced running attack, that's the team that's going to win it. Honestly, I trust Michigan's quarterback a little bit more than Georgia's. I'm just not impressed with Cuz at all. I don't even think he's a backup for the NFL. I think he's just a college player. Georgia QBs are kind of like what Alabama's QBs was when Saban first got to Bama. They're barely pros at best. They got a great defense. They got some solid backs, decent receivers, but honestly, bro, I might favor Michigan. I think Michigan might do the job. I think they'll beat Georgia. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. If I had to bet numbers, I'll say Michigan wins 20-17. I think it'll be a close game. It'll be competitive. But I think Michigan, I like their offensive line a little bit better. I like their overall competition resume a little bit better than Georgia. Georgia, they dominated the teams they were supposed to dominate, but when it was time for them to step up and do something, they folded. Michigan, when it was time for them to step up, they came through. So, to me, I think it's safer to give Michigan the benefit of the doubt. I think Michigan tweaking their offense a little bit the last couple of years, or not last couple of years, this year. This is the best offense they've had since Jim's been there. Defense is always rock solid. I'm a favor Michigan. I'm going to take them 2017. I don't know if it's an upset, but a lot of people tend to be pro SEC just off recent history. So, but I'm gonna go with Michigan to win 20-17. I think they're gonna win a close one, grind out game, throwback 70s, 60s type of football. On to Alabama, Cincinnati. Cincinnati got a pretty good defense as well. Quarterback, athletic, he can run, decent thrower. I'll root for him just for the upset's sake. I don't no problems with Alabama, but just to see something different. But honestly, I just even though Alabama's not as dominant as they have been in the past, they're still better than 95% of America. The key is up front, though. If Cincinnati can get some pressure, Bryce Young, he showed you that, given pressure, he can struggle. Texas A&M showed you that. Arkansas gave him some fits. Auburn, they should have won. They let the game slip away. So, I'm not a big believer in Alabama's running game. I think they're more of a pass front team. They can run, but I don't think Alabama's gonna blow them out the door. I think Cincinnati will be there. I think they'll hang around. But I just feel like Alabama's just a little bit better. I think they'll be able to pressure Bryce Young in spots, but I don't know if it'll be consistent. I think Alabama's just a little bit more balanced offensively. Cincinnati. Luke Fickell. He's a good coach. I think he had 1 year as the head coach stint at Ohio State. He's done a great job with Cincinnati. It'd be a huge upset if they beat Alabama, but I just don't see it, man. I'd root for it, but just for chaos' sake. But I just don't see it. I think Alabama's just a little too much firepower. Now, if I'm Cincinnati, I would try the run game, keep away from Alabama, and then try to explode in the second half later on with the passing game. Keep that Alabama offense nullified, because I'm not as big of a fan of Alabama's defense. Not saying it's a bad defense, but I think their defense can be exploited. But I think Cincinnati has to have time of possession. That's going to be their best friend. And then turnovers. I think they're going to have to create some havoc for Bryce Young. They have to. If they don't, it could be a long day for that defense. And I don't think they can play or match firepower for firepower with Alabama. I think Alabama's just too much offensively to, have a shootout with. And honestly, that's for all the other three teams, really. I don't think Michigan can get in the shootout with Bama, Cincinnati, or certainly not Georgia. So I think Cincinnati's going to have to keep the game probably in the 20s if they want to beat them. Kind of like how they did Georgia last year, keep it in the mid-20s. So, but I'm a favorite Alabama. I'm going to call it, I think it would be a touchdown. I'm going to say 28-21. Bama gets the job done. It'll be close. It'll be fun. It'll be competitive. But I think Alabama's just a little bit better overall. So I'm a rock roll Tide, 28-21. I think the final matchup will be Alabama, Nick Saban versus Jim Harbaugh, Michigan. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the new year starts. Happy New Year's to everybody. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you have winning? Do you have it roll Tide as usual, or do you have the Bearcats, shocking the world? And let me know what you guys think about Michigan and Georgia. Who do you think chokes? Who do you think will rise to the occasion? I think this might be Harbaugh's year. If there's ever a year for him to catch Nick and them, I think this is the year for them to do it. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But we've had a pretty good college bowl season. Yesterday, Purdue and Tennessee was, that was a thriller. I know my dad was happy. He was, basically doing his radio-like commentary with me on the phone yesterday. That was pretty funny. So, let me know what you guys think. Bama Bearcats, who you got? Wolverines and Bulldogs, who you got? Who do you think wins the whole shebang? And Happy New Year's. Take it easy.